Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading. Today, we are tapping into the person on your mind. Now, listen, y'all already know how we do it over here. We're not about to sugarcoat nothing. If this person has genuine feelings, I'm going to tell you. If they're confused, I'm going to tell you. If they're hiding something, baby, we're going to find out. If they are watching you but acting like they're not, we're going to expose that too, okay? Because one thing about energy always leaves a fingerprint. People can hide words, they can hide emotions, they can play games, they can pretend they don't care, but honey, their energy always tells on them, okay? It will tell on them. So whether this is your ex, your crush, your situationship, your spouse, your twin flame, your soulmate, or somebody that just will not get out of your head. Today, we're pulling back the curtain because Spirit always knows what's happening beneath the surface, and that's exactly where we're going, okay? Before we get started, for everyone who's been asking, yes, the 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is still available. If you like me to tap into your specific connection, you can ask any 3 questions about love, communication, their feelings, their intentions, your finances, whatever it is, the future of this connection, or anything else that's been weighing on your heart. Personal readings allow me to go much deeper into your unique situation and the energy surrounding your connection. If you know, you know, okay? A lot of things I can't say here on YouTube, y'all, okay? All right, so you have 3 piles here on the table. Don't overthink it. Take a deep breath, look at the piles, and choose the one that calmly keeps pulling your attention. Pile 1, Tangerine Glass Crystal plus the Knight of Pentacles. Pile 2, Yellow Glass Crystal plus the Knight of Swords. Pile 3, Teal Blue Glass Crystal plus the Six of Wands. Trust your intuition, and let's get straight into it. Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading, Pile 1. Today, we're tapping into the person on your mind. Now listen, whether this is your ex, your current partner, your crush, your situationship, your spouse, the person you can't stop thinking about, someone you haven't spoken to in months, or somebody whose energy just keeps pulling at your heart. Baby, we're about to find out what's really going on because y'all already know how we do it over here. If they're serious, I'm going to tell you. If they're confused, I'm going to tell you. If they're secretly watching you, honey, that's coming out too. If they are planning something, if they're holding back, if they're missing you, if they're pretending not to care, Spirit has a funny way of exposing all of it. Because one thing about energy doesn't know how to lie, okay? People can hide behind silence. People can hide behind pride. They can hide behind distance. But their energy leaves clues everywhere. And that's exactly what we're about to uncover. Real quick though, if you would like me to tap into your specific connections, the 3 questions for a $33 personal psychic reading is still available. And you can ask about their feelings, communication, their intentions, the future of this connection, or anything else that has been sitting on your heart. You can ask about your career, your finances, okay? Or if you just need spiritual guidance, right? Because in a personal reading, we can dive much deeper into your unique situation and the energy surrounding your connection. It's a lot of things, baby, that I can say in a personal reading that I cannot say here on this platform. And if you know, you know. All right, Pile 1, your energy, it brought you here to the Tangerine Glass Crystals and the Knight of Pentacles. Now, Can we talk about this for a second? Because the Knight of Pentacles moves very different than the other knights in tarot. This isn't somebody who rushes. This isn't somebody who jumps into things without thinking. This is Earth. So naturally, this card resonates with Taurus, Virgo. Now, that doesn't automatically mean that this person is one of those signs. They could have Earth everywhere, okay? Here's the thing. They could have Earth anywhere in their birth chart. Maybe their sun, the moon, rising, Venus, or another important placement. But regardless, this is the energy they're showing up with, okay? And baby, this energy is speaking loud AF. The very first thing I'm picking up is this person sees you as someone of high value. Not average, not easy to replace, not somebody they can just find again tomorrow. There's something about your energy that feels premium, okay? Not because of money, because of your standards, because of your confidence, because of the way you carry yourself. Because when you don't realize you're doing it, this person looks at you and thinks, if I don't step up, somebody else absolutely will. And baby, that's when the intimidation starts creeping in. Because underneath everything, I'm seeing somebody questioning whether they can actually give you the life, the love, or the consistency that they believe you deserve. Okay? And honey, listen, it's just really deep, okay? Let's go ahead and tap into the energy of card 1. And let's see where this energy is headed, okay? You do have 6 more cards to go in this pile, but let's go ahead and tap into the energy of card 1. Let's go. Card 1 is the Grays, T-A-L-L. The Grays, G-R-E-Y-S. The card says tall, utilitarian, organized, and intimidating. See, this is what I was saying. This person is very intimidated by you, your energy, right? The way you carry yourself. And it's not every day that this person will meet someone like you, right? But listen, let's go ahead and tap into it. And keep in mind, this person is, like I said, I don't think this card is talking about somebody's height. I think tall is symbolic. So Spirit is showing me someone who appears larger than life. Not because you're loud, not because you're trying to impress people, but because your presence fills a room, okay? Now, let me tell you exactly what I'm picking up. Remember what we just talked about with the Knight of Pentacles, right? Remember what we talked about with the Knight of Pentacles. I said that this person sees you as someone who's valuable, someone worth investing in, someone they don't believe comes around every day. And now Spirit immediately gives us intimidating. That's not a coincidence. This person is intimidated by you, okay? And not because you've done anything wrong, but because of how they perceive you. They look at you and think they've got their life together. They're attractive. They're smart. They're confident. Somebody like that could have anybody they want. And baby, whether you realize it or not, that's the energy you give off. Now, let's talk about this word organized. This person feels like you're intentional. You don't just let anybody into your life. You don't just hand your heart to anybody. You think things through. You have standards, you have boundaries. And baby, that makes them nervous because they know if they come halfway, you're probably going to notice. If they play games, you're probably going to notice, okay? If they're inconsistent, you're probably going to notice. That's intimidating to somebody who's unsure of themselves. Now, let's keep it real because y'all know, we don't just hype people up over here. Sometimes when somebody feels intimidated, they don't lean in. They pull back, not because they don't care, but because they start talking themselves out of the connection. They start thinking they're probably talking to somebody else. They probably don't need me. I'm probably not good enough. I don't have enough to offer. Baby, half the battle isn't you. It's the story they're telling themselves about you. Now, here's something else that's coming through. This person also feels like you don't need them, okay? Now, don't confuse that with not wanting somebody. Those are two different things. They see somebody who's independent, somebody who carries themselves well, somebody who doesn't look desperate for attention. And believe it or not, that can make somebody who's already insecure second guess themselves. All right, now so far we have the tangerine glass crystal. It equals confidence, attraction, vitality, magnetic energy. Knight of Pentacles equals serious interest, slow movement, and seeing your value, wanting stability. The grays equal that this person sees you as highly organized, emotionally mature, and incredibly high value. Your presence alone makes them question whether they can truly measure up. And baby, listen, the energetic frequency is already getting loud because this person on your mind isn't just attracted to you. They're evaluating themselves against you. They're intimidated because they believe you have options, high standards, and the ability to walk away if they don't bring their best. Whether they've admitted it or not, they see you as someone that they don't want to lose before they ever fully have. Interesting. All right. You have 5 more cards to go in this pile. Okay. Now, each one is going to uncover another layer of this person's thoughts, their feelings, their fears, and what they're not saying out loud. So let's go ahead and pull card 2 and see what they're trying hard to keep hidden. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. You got caught a case. The card says sexual infection. Ooh, goodness. Sexual disease, rash, etc. What? Now, this could be something they're going through or something you thought about when it comes to them. Like, hold up. You know, I got to be careful with this person. I'm just going to tell you what I'm picking up. And like I said, we're going to keep it real. Right? Here's the tea, honey. Listen, and the tea piping hot. Because, baby, this card definitely caught my attention. Remember what we're asking. The person on your mind, what's really going on with them, okay? Caught a case. But before anybody starts jumping to conclusions, let's go ahead and slow this down because I always read the energy first, not fear. Now, let me tell you what I'm honestly picking up. For some of you, this could literally be about sexual health. Maybe this person has dealt with something. Maybe they've had a scare. Maybe they're carrying anxiety around intimacy. Maybe you have questioned them and thought, hold up, I need to be careful here. Something doesn't feel right. I need to protect myself. And if that's your intuition, baby, always honor your intuition because your health, your peace of mind, and your body are worth protecting. Now, for a lot of you, I don't actually think this card is saying they have an infection. I think it's showing me fear around intimacy, fear of consequence, fear of getting caught, fear of vulnerability, fear that something from their past catches up with them. Because this card feels like somebody who has made decisions that they now think twice about. Now, let's connect this back to the first card, the grays, right? So remember, we said that this person is intimidated by you. They see you as high value, someone with standards, someone who pays attention, someone who's not naive. So this card feels like this person's wondering, if they knew everything about me, would they still want me? That's what keeps coming through. Now, let's keep it real, because y'all know we don't play with people's health over here, okay? We don't. If this card resonates in a literal way for your situation, meaning you already had concerns or something has happened that makes you question your sexual health, Spirit's message is very simple. Protect yourself first. Have honest conversations. Don't make assumptions. And if appropriate for your situation, encourage openness and responsible health decisions, okay? Being spiritually guided doesn't replace taking practice. Let me say it again. Being spiritual guided doesn't replace taking practical care of yourself. Now, here's another layer I'm picking up. This person may carry guilt, and not necessarily because of an infection, but because of choices. Because this card feels like somebody saying, I don't want my past to ruin what could be a good future. That's a completely different energy. So far we have the tangerine glass crystal, honey, and that equals confidence, attraction, magnetic energy. Knight of Pentacles equals serious feelings, slow movement, intimidation. The grays equals that they see you as high value and emotionally intimidated. Caught a case. This person may be carrying anxiety, guilt, fear around intimacy, or concerns connected to past choices. For some viewers, it may also be a reminder to honor your intuition and prioritize your well-being if something genuinely feels off. And baby, the energetic frequency is saying that this person on your mind is carrying something they're not eager to talk about, whether it's guilt, fear, insecurity, or concern about how you perceive them. They don't feel like they can simply show up without wondering if their past or something, they're worried about could affect this connection. So Spirit's message to you is to stay grounded, trust your discernment, and never ignore your own instincts when it comes to your emotional or physical well-being. All right, let's pull card 3, because now I want to see what this person is still trying to keep hidden from you. Okay, let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through? How do they see you? How do they feel about you? What's coming through, Spirit? Card 3. This is, let's see, soak in a bath. Now, this is a self-care card. You see the candles around the bathtub, and you see crystals, body oils. Honey, you must have taken back your power. You must have pulled back your energy all the way and went in self-care mode. And guess what? This person knows it, even if you have not said it out loud to them. But maybe you have, right? So let me just say this. Just wait a second, because baby, this person is noticing something. Remember what we're asking. The person on your mind, right? How do they see you? How do they feel about you? So with the next card coming out, soak in a bath. Now, I know some of y'all looking at the bathtub thinking, what does that have to do with them? Baby, everything. Because this isn't really about a bathtub. This is about your energy. There, I said it. Let me tell you exactly what I'm picking up. This person feels like somewhere along the way, you pulled your energy all the way back. Maybe you stopped reaching out. Maybe you stopped chasing. Maybe you stopped explaining yourself. Maybe you stopped reacting. Maybe you started focusing on you, your peace, your healing, your happiness, your glow up. And baby, whether you ever announced it or not, this person noticed. Now, let's connect this to your first two cards. The Grays told me they already see you as intimidating. Then caught a case, it showed somebody carrying fear, insecurity, or concern about how they're being perceived. And so now Spirit says self-care. Do y'all see what happened? The more you started pouring into yourself, the more this person realized that they were no longer the center of your world. And that got their attention. Now, let me tell you what else I'm picking up. This person feels like you've become emotionally unavailable. Not in a bad way, but in a healthy way. You're not sitting around waiting anymore. You're not checking your phone every 5 minutes. You're not making every decision based around them. You're living your life. And baby, that shift is loud. See, sometimes the loudest message is no message at all. Okay, so let's talk about these candles. The crystals, the oils, the peaceful energy. This person sees somebody who's healing, somebody who's protecting their peace, somebody who's becoming harder to disturb. Because before, maybe they knew exactly how to get a reaction. Now you're giving, I'm good over here. And they don't quite know what to do with that. Now let's keep it real, because y'all know, we talk real over here. Sometimes people don't realize your value until they no longer have unlimited access to your energy. And it's not because you're playing games and not because you're trying to make them jealous, but because you finally remembered that your energy is valuable. Your attention is valuable. Your peace is valuable. And not everybody automatically gets access to it. That's growth. Okay? So far we have tangerine glass crystal equals confidence, attraction, magnetic energy. Knight of Pentacles equals serious interest, seeing your value, moving carefully. The Grays equal, honey, they see you as high value and somewhat intimidating. Caught a case equals they're carrying fear, insecurity, or concern about how you see them, right? Or how their past could affect this connection. Soak in a bath equals they see someone who's healing, choosing themselves, protecting their peace, and no longer pouring all their emotional energy into this connection. And baby, the energetic frequency is getting really interesting because this person on your mind can feel that your energy has shifted. Whether you said it out loud or not, they recognize that you're investing more into yourself than into chasing this connection. And that change has made them stop, pay attention, and realize that they may not have the same level of access to you that they once believed they did. Now that's the kind of energy that makes somebody start thinking twice. All right? So you have 3 more cards to go in this pile. Each one is getting us closer to the truth about what they're feeling, what they're thinking, and what they may do next. So let's pull card 4 and see where this connection is actually headed. Let's go. What is the energy? Child, as it does relate. Let's see what's coming through. I want to go here. All right. Thank you, Spirit. You got others' opinions. Others' opinions. The card says, I feel bound by my culture and my family's beliefs on how I should live my life. I'm working towards breaking free from limiting myself based on their beliefs. So this is obviously someone who cares a lot about what people think. See, that part right there. All right, I'm gonna keep it real. Okay. First of all, y'all already know when you put too much energy into what other people think, right? You lose your light. You lose your creativity. You lose your authenticity. Okay? So, hold on, because baby, this card explains a lot. Okay? Remember what we're asking. The person on your mind, how do they truly feel about you? Okay, now we already read the card, so let's talk about this, because I don't think that this person is struggling with their feelings for you. I think that they're struggling with everybody else's expectations. Let's keep it 100. Let me tell you exactly what I'm picking up, because this person cares a lot about what people think. Maybe it's family, maybe it's culture, maybe it's religion, maybe it's the way they were raised. But somewhere along the line, they learn to make decisions based on other people's approval instead of their own happiness. And now let's connect this back to everything that's already come out. Let's look at it, right? What has already come out, the gray. They were intimidated by you, caught a case. They're carrying fear or anxiety about how they'll be perceived. Soak in a bath. Soak in a bath, honey. They've noticed you pulled your energy back and started choosing yourself. And now others' opinions. Baby, this person spends way too much time worrying about what will everybody think? Will my family approve? What are my friends going to say? Does this fit the life everyone expects me to have? Instead of asking the most important question, what do I actually want? Let me tell you something else I'm picking up. This person doesn't necessarily lack feelings. They lack confidence in following those feelings. Big difference. That's a big difference, because some people know exactly who they love. They just don't know how to stand up to everybody else's expectations. And that's what keeps showing up here. All right, now let's keep it a buck, because y'all know we don't sugarcoat over here. If somebody allows outside opinions to control their decisions, that can absolutely affect the relationship. Because today it's family, tomorrow it's friends, the next day it's coworkers, then social media, then somebody else's advice. And so Spirit is saying that this person has to learn how to make decisions from their own heart, not from the audience around them. Because if they don't, they'll always be living in somebody else's life. Now, here's another layer. This also explains why this person moves slowly. Knight of Pentacles. They don't just think about what they want. They're thinking about, what will my mom think? What will my dad think? What will my family think? What will everybody else say? Baby, that's a heavy way to live. So far we have tangerine glass crystal equals confidence, attraction, magnetic energy. Knight of Pentacles equals serious interest, careful movement, and wanting stability. The grays equals they see you as high value and intimidating. Caught a case equals fear, insecurity, or concerns connected to how they'll be perceived. Soak in a bath. They recognize that you've pulled your energy back and started prioritizing yourself. Others' opinions equals that this person struggles with allowing family, culture, or outside influences to shape their choices. Their feelings may be genuine, but their fear of judgment can make it difficult for them to act with confidence. And honey, listen, the energetic frequency is getting crystal clear. This person on your mind appears to care deeply about you, but they're also carrying the weight of the other people's expectations. Part of their hesitation isn't about a lack of feelings. It's about learning whether they're willing to choose their own happiness over the opinions of people around them. That's the crossroads they're standing at. Okay? And that's very interesting. All right, now you have 2 more cards to go in this pile. Now I really want to know, what are they planning to do next? And where is this connection actually heading? All right, so let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. Because child, woo, I tell you, what is the energy as it does relate? You got Mercury. I'm going to tell you all about the planet Mercury. I'm going to tell you what zodiac sign Mercury rules and how does it relate to this person on your mind. Thank you, Spirit. Now, of course, the card has a few words here about Mercury. Words, thoughts, analysis, information, learning, trade, ideas, right? So obviously, Mercury is the planet of communication. But Spirit just gave us the missing piece of the puzzle. Because remember, we're asking the person on your mind, how do they truly feel about you? And with the next card coming out, Mercury. Now let me tell y'all something. Mercury is the planet, like I said, of communication, thoughts, conversations, text messages, phone calls, expression, how we process information. And Mercury naturally rules 2 zodiac signs, Gemini and Virgo. Now, that doesn't automatically mean that this person is a Gemini or a Virgo. No, they could have Mercury, Gemini, or Virgo strongly placed anywhere in their birth chart. Or this is simply the energy they're operating from right now. And baby, the card is loud AF. Let's go ahead and connect everything together. Knight of Pentacles said they're interested, but they're moving slowly. The Grays said they're intimidated by you. Caught a Case said they're carrying fear or something they're worried, okay, that you'll judge them for. Soak in a Bath said they noticed that you've completely pulled back your energy. Others' opinions said that they care way too much about what everybody else thinks. And now, Spirit gives us Mercury. Baby, this person is thinking about you a lot more than they're talking to you. Okay, let's keep it 100. Let me tell you exactly what I'm picking up. That this person has had conversations with themselves that they've never had with you. They've rehearsed messages, played scenarios out in their head, wondered what they would say if you reached out, wondered what you would say if they reached out, started typing something, deleted it, started another message, deleted that too. This person spends a whole lot of time in their own head. And now let's keep it real, because y'all know we talk real over here. So for some of you, this person overthinks every single thing, okay? What if I say the wrong thing? What if they reject me? What if they don't answer? What if I'm too late? What if they've already moved on? Baby, they're exhausting themselves mentally. And while they are thinking, life keeps moving. Now, here's what really stands out. Mercury is all about communication. But notice, this person hasn't necessarily been communicating. Why? Because every other card has shown fear. Fear of not measuring up. Fear of judgment. Fear of outside opinions. Fear of your standards. So instead of speaking, they think. Instead of acting, they analyze. Instead of expressing, they hesitate. And that's exactly why this connection feels slower than it probably should. Now, let me tell you something else. Mercury also represents curiosity. This person is curious about you. They wonder what you're doing, who you're talking to, whether you've met somebody else, whether you're happy, whether you're still interested, whether you've completely let them go. Baby, your silence has created a whole lot of questions in their mind. So far we have tangerine glass crystal equals confidence, attraction, magnetic energy. Knight of Pentacles equals slow but genuine interest. Okay? The grays equals they see you as high value and intimidating. Caught a case equals fear, insecurity, or concern connected to their past or how you'll perceive them. Soak in a bath equals that they noticed you've chosen yourself and reclaimed your energy. Others' opinions equals outside influences weigh heavily on their decision. Mercury equals that this person thinks about you constantly, overanalyzes the connection, and has far more conversations with themselves than they've actually had with you. Communication, yeah, is on their mind, but fear keeps interrupting it. And baby, listen, the energetic frequency is getting crystal clear. The person on your mind has a lot that they want to say, but their own thoughts have become their biggest obstacle. They are replaying conversations that haven't happened, worried about outcomes that don't exist yet, and allowing fear to speak louder than their feelings. So Spirit is showing that this connection isn't lacking thought. It's lacking action. Now that changes the whole reading. All right? You have one final card to go. And now I want to know, where is this connection actually heading? And what does Spirit want you to know most? Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. You got engagement ring. The card says engagement, partnership, commitment, eternity, completion, union. This person sees you as like a partner in relationship goals. They know that this is what you are aligned with. Okay? You are aligned with loyalty, love, partnership. But let me tell you what else is coming up, honey, and I'm not going to make it sweet. Okay? The tea is piping hot, but guess what? Ain't no sugar in it. No. So, here's what I'm picking up. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. So, baby, here's the thing. Look at what Spirit decided to, look at how Spirit decided to end this reading. Because remember what we're asking. The person on your mind, how do they truly feel about you? And this final card is engagement ring. The card says, like I said, partnership, commitment, eternity, completion, union. Now, Can we have a conversation? Because this card isn't just talking about a ring. This card is talking about how this person actually sees you. Let me tell you exactly what I'm picking up. This person doesn't see you as somebody to casually date. They don't see you as somebody they just have fun with for a few weeks. Baby, they see you as relationship material. When they think about loyalty, they think about you. When they think about commitment, they think about you. When they think about building something long term, they think about you. You represent stability, consistency, partnership, real love. And whether they have admitted that, Spirit says they know it. Now let's connect this to your entire reading. Knight of Pentacles said they're serious. The Grace said they're intimidated by your value. Caught a Case said they're carrying fears and insecurities. Soak in a Bath said they've noticed, honey, you completely shifted your energy. Others' opinions said that they care too much about what everyone else thinks. Mercury said they're constantly thinking about you, but overthinking keeps stopping them from taking action. And now engagement ring. Engagement ring. Do y'all see what Spirit is saying? The feelings were never the issue. The issue has been whether this person can rise to the level of commitment they believe you deserve. Big difference. Big difference. Now let me tell you something else. This card also tells me that this person knows exactly what you want. They know you're not interested in games. They know you're not looking for confusion. They know you're aligned with loyalty, trust, consistency, partnership, building something real. And baby, that's exactly why they've been feeling the pressure, because they know. They know that halfway isn't going to work with you. Now, here's the tea. And like I always say, I'm not gonna make it okay, the tea, but guess what? There ain't no sugar in it, okay? This person has been trying to figure out whether they're ready to become the person they think you deserve. Not whether you're enough, whether they're enough. Okay, there, I said it. Because if they weren't serious, they wouldn't be intimidated. They wouldn't be overthinking. They wouldn't care what you thought of them. They wouldn't be replaying conversations in their head. People don't lose sleep over connections they don't value. They lose sleep over connections they're afraid of losing. That's the difference. Now let's keep it real, because y'all know we don't romanticize everything over here, okay? Just because someone sees your value doesn't automatically mean they're emotionally ready. And those are two different conversations. Spirit is showing me the potential is here. The feelings are here. The admiration is here. But they still have inner work to do. They still have fears to confront. They still have to stop allowing outside opinions to run their life. Because until they do, those fears can continue slowing everything down. Total energetic frequency, pile 1. All right, let's pull this whole reading together. Tangerine glass crystal equals magnetic energy, confidence, attraction. Knight of Pentacles equals serious intentions, slow movement, stability. The Grace equals they see you as high value, organized, mature, and honestly, a little intimidating. Caught a Case equals they're carrying fear, insecurity, or something from their past that they're worried could affect this connection. Soak in a bath. Honey, they've noticed that you've pulled your energy back and started choosing yourself. Others' opinions equals outside influences and family expectations that weigh heavily on their decisions. Mercury equals that they're constantly thinking about you, replaying conversations and overanalyzing everything, right? Engagement ring equals that they genuinely see you as someone worthy of commitment, loyalty, partnership, and building a future with. And honey, the whole energetic frequency is allowed, okay? It's clear that the person on your mind doesn't question your value. They question whether they can live up to it. They see you as someone that they can build a future with. But their fears, insecurities, and outside influences have created hesitation. Spirit is showing that this connection carries real potential, but lasting commitment will require this person to stop letting fear make decisions that their heart has already made. Power one, honey, this is giving, they don't see you as the option. They see you as the standard. The real question isn't whether you're enough for them, it's whether they're ready to become the partner they believe you deserve. Power one, Clarity family. That closes your Power one reading. If this reading resonated with your connection and you'd like me to tap into your specific situation, the 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is still available. You can ask about their true feelings, communication, commitment, the future of your connection, or any 3 questions, your career, your finances, or if you just need spiritual guidance. Because in a personal reading, we can explore the unique energy surrounding your connection, your energy, right? In much greater depth. And there's a lot of things that I can say in a personal reading that I just can't say here on this platform. And so if you know, you know. Power one last thing before you go. Never lower your standards just because someone recognizes your value. The right person won't just admire what you bring to the table. They'll be willing to pull up a chair and build it with you, okay? They will be willing, honey, to pull up a chair and build it with you. Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading, Pile 2. Today, we're tapping into the person on your mind. Now, baby, if this is your ex, your crush, your sneaky link, your situationship, the person that keeps liking your stories but won't text, the one that disappeared and then randomly popped back up, the one that keeps sending mixed signals, the one you can't quite figure out. Honey, let's see what they can't stop thinking about. Because y'all already know, we're not over here making stuff up. We're reading energy, and energy has receipts. If they're obsessed, we're gonna see it. If they're confused, we're gonna see it. If they are pretending they don't care, baby, Spirit is about to expose the whole group chat. Because one thing about energy, it always leaks. No matter how hard somebody tries to hide it, okay? So let's see what this person has been trying real hard not to show you. Real quick though, the 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is still available. If you'd like me to tap into your specific connection, you can ask about their feelings, communication, their intentions, commitment, or anything else that's been on your heart, your career, your finances. If you just need spiritual guidance, I'm here for you, okay? Because personal readings allow me to go way deeper into your specifics, right? To your specific energy than I can here on YouTube, okay? Now, if you know, you know. All right, Pile 2, Your energy, it brought you here to the yellow glass crystal and the Knight of Swords. Okay? Can we please talk about this? Because this night, baby, listen, he doesn't know how to sit still. This is air energy, right? It's swords. So anytime you see swords in tarot, it's air, which naturally resonates with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Now, that doesn't automatically mean that this person is one of those signs, okay? They could have air strongly placed anywhere in their birth chart, or this is simply the energy they're operating from right now. And baby, this energy is busy AF, okay? The first thing I'm picking up is that this person thinks about you way more than they're ever going to admit. All right. Matter of fact, this person probably has a whole conversation with themselves about you, such as, should I text? Nah. Then 5 minutes later, maybe I should. What if they ignore me? What if they're talking to somebody else? What if they moved on? Hold up. Who liked their picture? Okay, that kind of stuff. Baby, this person's mind is doing cardio. Now, here's what makes this night different. The Knight of Swords doesn't like not knowing. That's what bothers them. Not having answers, not knowing where they stand, not knowing what you're thinking, not knowing if you still care. That uncertainty eats at them. And let me tell you what else I'm picking up. Because this person keeps trying to convince themselves, I'm over it. I'm done. I'm moving on. Then boom, something reminds them of you, right? A song, a place, a smell. Something says your name. They see somebody that looks like you. Now they're thinking about you all over again. Spirit said, nice try. Okay, now let's talk some ish, y'all, because this person acts a whole lot calmer on the outside than they actually are on the inside. On the outside, they're like, I'm cool, I'm chilling, everything's good. Meanwhile, their brain is over there opening 12 tabs at the same time. Okay, trying to figure you out, trying to figure themselves out, trying to figure out whether they should say something. Baby, it's a mess up there. Now, here's what I really like. The yellow glass crystal, yellow represents confidence, personal power, self-worth, the solar plexus. So Spirit is saying that your confidence makes this person nervous. It makes them nervous. Not because you're arrogant, because you're becoming harder to read. And people get uncomfortable when they can't no longer predict your next move. Okay. So before we even pull your first card, the energy is already giving, the energy is already saying yellow glass crystal, right? Equals confidence, personal power, self-worth, standing in your light. Knight of Swords equals fast thoughts, overthinking, impulsiveness, curiosity, mental obsession, and somebody who keeps trying to make sense of this connection. And baby, listen, the energetic frequency is already saying that the person on your mind is trying to act like they've got everything under control. But mentally, they're all over the place. The more unpredictable your energy becomes, the more they find themselves thinking about you, analyzing you, and wondering what your next move is going to be. Interesting, right? Now, you have 6 more cards to go in this pile. So each one is about to expose another layer of this person's thoughts, their emotions, their intentions, and what they haven't had the courage to tell you. Let's go ahead and pull card 1 because I have a feeling that this is about to get good. Let's go. What is the energy As it does relate, let's see what's coming through. Card 1 is Fire Element. Fire Element is, the card says, warrior, passion, and fearlessness. Now this represents, resonates with the fire zodiacs. I'm gonna tell you what I'm picking up, honey. They think you are hot, okay? Sizzling, spicy. Shall I say more? Well, yes, because that's what we do. We want to clarify. Listen, remember what we're asking, okay? The person on your mind, what's really going on with them. And like I said, the card says warrior, passion, fearlessness. Let's talk about it because this card is interesting. The fire element naturally resonates with the fire zodiac signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Now, that doesn't automatically mean that this person is a fire sign. They could have strong fire anywhere in their birth chart. Or this is simply the energy they're operating from right now. And baby, when you are hot, you are hot. Okay? Now let me tell you what I'm picking up. Remember, your pile is started with the Knight of Swords. That already told me that this person's mind is moving 100 miles an hour. And now Spirit brings out fire. Baby, their mind is racing. But their heart is burning. This person has a lot of passion for you. And I don't just mean physical attraction. Although, let's be honest, that's definitely here too. This person is extremely attracted to you, okay? But this feels deeper. This feels like somebody who gets excited by your energy, excited by your confidence, excited by your personality, excited by the challenge. Because baby, you don't make it easy. And that's exactly why they keep thinking about you. Now, let's talk about this word warrior. The word warrior, okay? This person sees you as somebody who's strong. You've been through some things. You've fought battles. You have overcome stuff they probably don't even know about. And somehow you still stand tall. Baby, that is attractive, very attractive, because strength has a beauty all by itself. Now, let's keep talking about some real stuff. This card also tells me that this person wants to come towards you. But here's the problem. Remember what card started this pile? Knight of Swords. They move fast. Sometimes too fast. Sometimes they react before they think. Sometimes they speak before they've processed their emotions. Sometimes they disappear, then come back like nothing happened. Baby, this person's energy is giving, I got this. I got this. Then 5 minutes later, hold on, maybe I don't got this. Okay. Now here's another layer. Fire is fearless until it has something real to lose. Because when feelings become real, when the connection becomes real, when the possibility of rejection becomes real, even the boldest people suddenly become cautious. Interesting. Now, honey, let's talk some ish. Because y'all know we keep it real over here. This person may act tough, confident, like nothing bothers them, like they always know what they're doing. Baby, a spirit said, that's the costume. That's the costume. Underneath that, there's somebody hoping they don't mess this up. Somebody hoping you still see them the same way. Somebody hoping the opportunity hasn't already passed them by. Now that is the real energy. So far, we have yellow glass crystal equals confidence, self-worth, personal power. Knight of Swords equals fast thoughts, overthinking, curiosity, impulsive energy. Fire element equals passion, attraction, courage, desire. And somebody who feels a very strong pull towards you, even if they're trying to play it cool. And baby, the energetic frequency is already getting hot because the person on your mind has much stronger feelings than they're letting on. There's attraction, excitement, admiration, and a genuine desire to move towards you. But they're also wrestling with how to do it without getting burned. And so Spirit is showing someone who wants to be fearless, yet their feelings for you have made them far more vulnerable than they expected. Okay. All right, you have 5 more cards to go. And if this is only card 1, let's pull card 2 because I already know this story is about to get even messier. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. Card 2. All right, and you have marrying for money. Marrying for money. That's interesting. Okay. Well. Can anybody say Chanel? Okay. Now wait a second because baby, this card is about to have some of y'all clutching your pearls. Okay. Baby. Now, before anybody starts saying, hold up, what? Let's slow this thing all the way down because I don't think this card is literally saying somebody married for money, okay? For some of you, that may resonate, but for the majority of you, Spirit is showing me something much deeper. Let me tell you exactly what I'm picking up. This person is thinking about security. Not just chemistry, not just attraction, not just passion. Security, stability, building something, creating a future. That's what this card feels like. Because remember, fire element, right? Fire element just showed up. That told us the attraction is real. The passion is real. And now Spirit followed it with marrying for money. Baby, this isn't saying they're chasing a paycheck. It's saying they're thinking about, can we actually build a life together? Now, here's where it gets juicy because I also feel like this person believes you are not settling. They don't look at you as somebody who's going to accept the bare minimum. They feel like you want a partner, not another responsibility. Somebody who contributes, somebody who's stable, somebody who's emotionally available, somebody who's financially responsible. And baby, listen, that has this person doing some serious self-reflection because they're asking themselves, can I actually give them the life they deserve? Right? Let's keep it real. Okay? Now let's connect this back to the Knight of Swords. Remember, this person's mind has been running laps. Now I understand why. Because they're not just thinking about getting you, they're thinking about keeping you. Big difference, okay? Now let's keep talking some real stuff because y'all know we don't sugarcoat over here. So for some of you, this person may also wonder, do they only want somebody who's already established? Am I successful enough? Am I where I should be in life? Can I compete with what somebody else might be able to offer them? Baby, this person compares themselves. way more than you probably realize. Now, here's another layer Spirit is showing me. This card also speaks about values, not just money, values, what somebody prioritizes, what they build, what they invest in, what they commit to. And this person knows that you don't just hand your heart to anybody. They know if they come towards you, they're going to have to show you something, not just tell you. Now, let's really talk some ish. Okay, this person is starting to realize good looks might catch your attention, but consistency keeps your attention. Charm might open the door, but character keeps the relationship. And honey, that's exactly why they're thinking so hard. Because they know you see through performance. You see through performance. You want substance. So far, we have yellow glass crystal equals confidence, personal power, self-worth. Knight of Swords equals racing thoughts, curiosity, overthinking. Fire element equals passion, attraction, courage, and strong chemistry. Marrying for money equals that this person isn't just thinking about attraction. They're thinking about stability, security, and whether they can truly build something lasting with you. They are evaluating themselves against the standards they believe you have. And baby, the energetic frequency is getting very interesting. This person on your mind isn't only attracted to you. They're thinking about whether they have enough to offer. Spirit is showing me someone who's beginning to realize that this connection requires maturity, stability, and real commitment. They're no longer thinking about a moment. They're thinking about whether they could actually fit into the future they believe you're building. Now that changes everything, all right? You have 4 more cards to go, and something tells me we're only getting started. Let's pull card 3 because Spirit is definitely exposing what's going on behind the scenes. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. All right, and you got sweet treats. As you can see, the card she's baking cupcakes. So she has cupcakes on the platter. Look like they just came out the oven. There are also other sweet treats on the card. You have fresh fruit, green apple, strawberry, candy. I mean, this just looks like this person sees you. This card certainly can be literal, but it also can be metaphorical, right? I feel like you're a type of person too that loves sweets, right? Don't lie. I love sweets too. But let me just tell you what I'm picking up. Thank you, Spirit. Listen, honey, here it is. Pile 2. Because baby, the reading took a whole different turn, right? Because remember what we're asking, the person on your mind, how do they truly see you? And your next card is sweets, sweet treat, right? Let's take another look at the card, right? You got fresh cupcakes, strawberries, green apples, candy. Baby, this card is full of sweetness, right? Now, yes, for some of y'all, this person literally loves sweets. And maybe they have the biggest sweet tooth on the planet. Maybe that's their thing. And if that resonates, take it, right? But for most of you, Spirit is speaking metaphorically. And baby, this is beautiful. So let me tell you what I'm picking up. This person sees you as somebody who makes life feel lighter. You make life feel lighter. When they think about you, they don't immediately think about drama. They don't immediately think about chaos. They think about comfort, peace, warmth, kindness. somebody that feels good to be around, almost like home. Now, let's connect this back to the first two cards. Let's take a look. Fire element said the attraction is real. Married for money said they're thinking about stability and building something. Now, Spirit gives us sweet treats. Baby, this person doesn't just think you're attractive. They genuinely enjoy your energy. That's different because beauty catches somebody's eye, but sweetness keeps their heart. Now, let me tell you something else. This card also tells me this person sees you as somebody who's nurturing. Nurturing, not weak, not a pushover. There's a difference. You have a softness about you that makes people feel safe. People feel like they can breathe around you, like they can laugh around you, like they can be themselves around you. And baby, that's rare. That is rare, very rare. Right? Now let's really talk some ish. I also feel like this person low-key worries that somebody else is going to notice exactly what they noticed. Because, sweetheart, people don't overlook good energy. They don't overlook somebody who's genuine, who makes people smile, who has a beautiful spirit. This person knows they're not the only one who can see it. And that thought makes them a little nervous. Now, here's another layer. Look at everything on this table. Look at everything on the table. It's abundance. Not one cupcake, a whole platter, fruit, candy, more treats. And so Spirit is saying that this person feels like you have a lot to offer, not just love, not just attraction, your personality, your heart, your kindness, your loyalty, your sense of humor, your peace. Baby, they don't see one good quality, they see many. That's why this card is overflowing. Now, let's keep it real, because y'all know we keep it 100 over here. Sometimes people mistake kindness for weakness. This person doesn't. Matter of fact, I think they know you can be sweet and still walk away. You can love somebody and still have boundaries. You can have a soft heart without having low standards. Baby, that's exactly what makes you attractive to them. Okay? So far we have yellow glass crystal equals confidence, self-worth, personal power. Knight of Swords equals racing thoughts, overthinking, curiosity. Fire element equals passion, chemistry, strong attraction. Marrying for money equals thinking about stability, security, and long-term potential. Sweet treats equals that this person sees you as warm, genuine, nurturing, emotionally safe, and someone whose energy naturally makes people feel good. They don't just admire your appearance, they admire your spirit. And baby, the energetic frequency is getting real good. This person on your mind doesn't just desire you, they enjoy you. They see someone who's kind without being naive, loving without losing themselves, and soft without sacrificing their standards. In their eyes, you're the type of person people don't easily forget because your energy leaves people feeling better than you found them, right? Better than they found them, okay? Now, that is a compliment, all right? You have 3 more cards to go. And honey, let's pull card 4 because I know, right? I want to know what's stopping this person from fully expressing everything they're feeling. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? Well, let's see. What's coming through? Thank you, Spirit. What is coming through? All right. Oh my goodness. Y'all know what? 2 cards jumped out of the table, jumped out of the deck, and we're just gonna use them for card. We're gonna use them as 1 card, okay? And I'll put them together. So we're gonna use both of these cards as card 4. So let's see, honey. The card says jealousy. I'm very jealous. I can barely stand it. Is it true? I heard you were dating someone. Is it true? Please tell me it isn't. This is card 4. Okay. Now, see, that is the issue, right? Now, wait, hold on. Did y'all see that, though? If you were watching your screen, 2 cards literally jumped out of the deck. Baby, when Spirit throws cards, I pay attention. And I didn't want to put them back. Absolutely not. Spirit said, nope, they're both talking. So we're reading them as 1 message, okay? Let me adjust your cards for a second. Give me a second. Let's put them right here so that we have room. We are reading them as 1 message. And baby, this is about to get good. Jealousy. The card literally says, I'm very jealous. I can barely stand it. And the second card says, is it true? I heard you were dating someone. Please tell me it isn't. Baby, who told them something? Because Spirit is showing me that this person has either seen something, heard something, assumed something, or completely made something up in their own head. Now let's connect this back to your reading. Knight of Swords. What did I tell y'all? That this person's mind runs wild AF. They overthink. They create scenarios. They replay conversations. They jump to conclusions. And now Spirit confirms. This person has convinced themselves that you may already be entertaining somebody else. Now, let me tell you what I'm picking up. Some of y'all posted 1 picture, 1 selfie, 1 dinner, 1 song, 1 quote, 1 story, 1 vacation picture, 1 laughing emoji. Baby, that's all it took. This person became a whole detective. Who's that? Who took the picture? Who's behind the camera? Why they smiling like that? Okay? Who they with? Hold up. I never seen that person before. Baby, listen. Spirit said they're investigating. They're investigating. Y'all, we about to really talk some ish. See, some of y'all ain't dating nobody. And this person has already built a whole relationship in their imagination. They got you married, living together, walking somebody's dog, right? And meeting somebody's mama. Y'all, all because somebody liked your picture. Baby, calm down. Okay? Now, here's why this is happening. Remember your last card, sweet treats. This person already sees you as somebody special. Somebody that people naturally like. Somebody who's attractive inside and out. Now mix that with jealousy. Baby, that's a dangerous combination because now they're thinking, if I can see how amazing they are, everybody else probably can too. And that has them nervous. Because now let's keep it real. Because y'all know, this is sugar-free zone, honey. Jealousy isn't always about another person. Sometimes jealousy is fear. Fear of losing access. Okay? Fear of missing an opportunity. Fear that somebody else is going to love you before they finally get the courage to. Okay, there, I said it. Now, here's another layer. This card literally says, please tell me it isn't true. Baby, that's not somebody who feels indifferent. That's somebody who's hoping, praying that what they heard isn't real. Because if it is, they know they waited too long. If it's real, they know that they waited too long. So far, we have yellow glass crystal equals confidence, self-worth, and personal power. Knight of Swords equals racing thoughts, overthinking, mental chaos. Fire element equals passion, attraction, desire. Marrying for money equals thinking long term, wondering if they're enough. Sweet treats equals they genuinely admire your heart, your energy, and your kindness. Jealousy equals this person is deeply bothered by the thought of somebody else having your attention. Whether it's based on facts or assumptions, they're imagining scenarios, honey, where they lose you, and it's affecting them far more than they're letting on. And baby, the energetic frequency is getting messy in the best way, okay? This person on your mind isn't just wondering what you're doing. They're wondering who you're doing it with. Spirit is showing someone whose imagination is running faster than the facts. The possibility of losing you to someone else has triggered emotions they can no longer ignore, whether they've admitted it or not. Jealousy has become the mirror reflecting just how much disconnection actually means to them. Pile 2, honey, this is giving, they were okay taking their time until they started believing somebody else might not. All right, honey, you got 2 more cards to go. And baby, now I really want to know what happens next, because this person is looking like they're about to crack under pressure. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? And baby, let's see what's coming through. Because I mean, geez. What is the energy? Thank you, Spirit. Card 5, Jupiter. Gonna tell y'all all about the planet Jupiter, baby. What zodiac sign it rules and how this person sees you. Because guess what? They see you and recognize you as this Jupiter energy. Listen. Now, whoa. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, luck, abundance, and blessings. Okay, but hold on, baby, because Spirit just shifted this whole reading. Remember what we're asking. The person on your mind, how do they truly see you? Your next card literally that came out is Jupiter. Now let me tell y'all something. Jupiter is known as the great benefic in astrology. Okay, this is the planet of luck, expansion, blessings, opportunity, abundance, growth, wisdom, good fortune. And Jupiter naturally rules the zodiac sign, Sagittarius. Now, that doesn't automatically mean that this person is a Sagittarius. They could have Jupiter or Sagittarius strongly placed anywhere in their birth chart, right? Or you could. Or this is simply the energy they're seeing when they look at you. And baby, this is one of the best cards you could get. Now, honey, let me tell you, Let me tell you what I am picking up. This person literally feels you are good luck. There, I said it. Have you ever met somebody and after they came into your life, things just started getting better? Doors started opening. You started smiling more. You started thinking bigger. Life just felt lighter. Baby, listen. That's how they experience your energy. Now let's connect this to your reading. Knight of Swords, they're constantly thinking about you. Fire element, the attraction is intense. Marrying for money, they're thinking about building something real. Sweet treats, they genuinely love your energy. Jealousy, they're terrified somebody else is going to scoop you up before they get themselves together. And now Jupiter, okay? Baby, this person doesn't just see you as attractive, they see you as an upgrade. Okay, let's keep it a buck. This person honestly believes your life is going somewhere. They see growth when they look at you. They see somebody who's leveling up, somebody who's evolving, somebody who's becoming more successful, more confident, more attractive, more abundant. And baby, they're trying to figure out whether they're growing with you or getting left behind. Because Jupiter doesn't stay small. Jupiter expands. Everything it touches gets bigger. Now here's another layer. This person also feels like you make them want to do better. Not because you're asking them to, but because your energy naturally inspires growth. They start thinking, maybe I should get my finances together. Maybe I should work on myself. Maybe I should stop playing small. Maybe it's time for me to grow up. Honey, you got them evaluating their whole life. Okay, let's keep it real because y'all know what? We don't sugarcoat over here. See, sometimes Jupiter energy can also make somebody feel small. And not because you're making them feel that way, because your light reminds them how much more they're capable of becoming. You challenge them without even trying. You motivate them without giving a speech. You inspire them just by being you. And baby, that's powerful. It's powerful. So far we have yellow glass crystal equals confidence, self-worth, personal power. And Knight of Swords equals racing thoughts, overthinking, mental obsession. Fire element equals passion, attraction, and courage. Marrying for money equals thinking about long-term stability and whether they're enough. Sweet treats, honey, they adore your heart, your kindness, and your peaceful energy. Baby, jealousy, they're deeply affected by the thought of somebody else having your attention. Jupiter, this person sees you as someone who brings abundance, growth, luck, positivity, a positive change into their life. They don't just admire you. They believe being with you could elevate their entire future. And honey, the energetic frequency is getting big. The person on your mind sees you as someone who expands everything they touch. In their eyes, you're not just a romantic interest. You're someone who inspires growth, success, and a better future. At the same time, that realization makes them question whether they're growing fast enough to keep up with the incredible person they believe you are. Pile 2, this is giving. They don't just want your love. They believe your presence could change their life. The pressure they're feeling isn't because you're asking for perfection. It's because they see your potential. And deep down, they know they'll have to rise to meet it. All right, you got one final card to go. And baby, let's see how Spirit closes this reading, because this connection has been getting deeper and deeper with every single card. Let's go. All right, what is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. Goodness. Honey, 2 more cards just jumped out of the deck, but we'll use these cards as card 6. So the first card is Ascending. It says transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, and preparing for a union. The second card is Mask, not showing true feelings. I said the second card is Mask. Yes, I did. Not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, gaslighting. Is this them? Don't tell me this person has narcissistic potential or energy. Spirit, is this what you telling us, Spirit? I think Spirit is saying, honey, you're not crazy. You saw what you saw. You felt what you felt. Baby, let's talk about it. Okay. All right. Okay, let's put these 2 cards right here. Now, because I'm just like, whoa. What a way to complete the energy here. All right, let's just lay the cards there, y'all. Now, come on, Spirit. Not 1, but 2 cards again. Baby, at this point, Spirit said, I'm not letting this person hide. These 2 cards belong together. Like I said, we're reading them as one message. And baby, this is how Spirit chose to close the reading. Okay? Now here, right, we're about to talk. Ascending. Ascending. This card says transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for union. Then Spirit immediately pairs it with Mask. This card says not showing true feelings, pretending, personifying, gaslighting. Now hold on, because before everybody jumps into the comments screaming, narcissist, right? Let's slow this thing all the way down. First, let me tell you what I do see. This person absolutely wears a mask. They don't tell you everything they're feeling. Matter of fact, they tell you very little. They'll smile when they're hurting, act unbothered when they're jealous, pretend they're over you while checking to see if you posted today. Baby, this person is giving Academy Award performances. Now let's connect this to everything that's already come out. Knight of Swords, they think constantly. Fire element, the passion is intense. Marrying for money, they're thinking long term. Sweet treats, they genuinely adore your energy. Jealousy, they're scared somebody else is going to get you. Jupiter, they see you as somebody who could elevate their life. And now, Mask. Baby, do y'all see the pattern? This person has feelings, big feelings. They just don't know how to express them. That's completely different. Now let's address the elephant in the room. The word gaslighting is on this card. Now, for some of you, that could absolutely resonate. If this person has repeatedly manipulated you, made you question your reality, twisted your words, dismissed your feelings, or consistently made you doubt yourself, take you seriously, right? Take that seriously, because healthy relationships are built on honesty, accountability, and respect, not manipulation. But I also don't want to label every person who struggles with vulnerability as a narcissist. Those aren't the same thing. Some people wear masks because they're controlling. Some people wear masks because they're terrified. This reading can give energy on someone's personality, right? It can reflect the energy that's showing up. And Spirit is saying, discern the difference. Now let's talk about the first card, Ascending. This is beautiful because Spirit says that this person is changing. They're learning, growing, facing obstacles, trying to evolve, trying to become better, trying to prepare for a healthier connection. But baby, growth, it requires honesty. You cannot heal behind a mask. Okay. Now let's talk some extra-ish. Some of y'all already knew. You felt something wasn't adding up. You couldn't explain it, but your intuition kept whispering. There's more they're not saying. And Spirit said, baby, you're not crazy. You saw what you saw. You felt what you felt. Your intuition picked up on something long before your mind could explain it. That's why this reading found you. But here's the important part. Spirit isn't telling you to panic. Spirit is telling you to pay attention. There's a difference. Observe their actions. Watch for consistency. Watch whether their growth is real or just words. Because words are easy. Words are easy. Transformation isn't. Total energetic frequency, pile 2. Let's put this whole reading together. Yellow glass crystal equals confidence, self-worth, personal power. Knight of Swords equals racing thoughts, mental obsession, overthinking. Fire element equals intense passion, attraction, chemistry. Marrying for money equals thinking about stability and a real future. Sweet treats equals they genuinely adore your heart and your energy. Jealousy, honey, they are deeply affected by the thought of losing you to someone else. Jupiter, they see you as abundance, growth, luck, and somebody who elevates their life. Ascending, baby, they're being pushed to grow, mature, and overcome old patterns. Mask, they are hiding their true emotions, and you should pay attention to whether their actions match their words. For some viewers, this may simply reflect emotional avoidance. For others, it could point to unhealthy patterns. Trust your discernment. And baby, the whole energetic frequency is screaming. This person on your mind has real feelings for you. Those feelings have shown up over and over throughout this reading. But Spirit is also showing that they have work to do. They can't build an authentic connection while hiding behind fear, pride, or emotional mask. Now, whether this connection grows into something lasting depends on how they feel, and depends less on how they feel and more on whether they're willing to become emotionally honest and consistent. Pile 2, this is giving. Their heart is moving towards you, but their mask is slowing them down. Don't fall in love with someone's potential. Pay attention to who they consistently show themselves to be. All right. Clarity family, y'all, that closes your pile 2 reading. If this reading resonated and you like me to tap into your specific connection, the 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is still available. Ask about their true feelings, communication, commitment, whether this connection has long-term potential, or any other questions you have about your situation, career, finances, or if you just need spiritual guidance. Because in a personal reading, we can explore the unique energy surrounding your connection in a much greater detail. A lot of things I can say in a personal reading that I cannot say here on YouTube. If you know, you know. Pile 2, one last thing before you go. Never ignore your intuition just because your heart wants a different answer. Your intuition isn't trying to take love away from you. It's trying to protect the love you're truly meant to receive. Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading, Pile 3. Today, we're tapping into the person on your mind. All right, whether this is your ex, the one that got away, the person sending mixed signals, your crush, your spouse, somebody you've been in separation with, or somebody who keeps popping up in your dreams. Baby, let's see what they're really thinking. Because one thing about people, they can control their mouth. They can control their face. They can even control their social media, but they cannot control their energy. And that's exactly what we're reading today. If they're secretly missing you, we're gonna see it. If they are trying to act unbothered, we're gonna see it. If they're hoping you'll make the first move, honey, Spirit is about to put the whole thing on the table, because over here, we don't chase answers. We let the energy volunteer them. And baby, energy loves to talk. Before we start, for everyone who's been asking, yes, the 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is still available. You can ask about love, communication, their feelings, commitment, or anything else that Spirit has been putting on your heart, your career, your finances, right? Personal readings allow me to go much deeper into your unique energy, right, than I can in a collective reading here on YouTube. A lot of things that I can say on YouTube and a lot of things I can't. All right. So if you know, you know. All right. Pile 3, your energy brought you here to the teal blue glass crystal and the 6 of Wands energy. Now, can we please talk about this? Because baby, this card, right, when this card walks into a room, it walks into a room like it already knows people are watching. The 6 of Wands is fire energy. So naturally, it resonates with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Now, that doesn't automatically mean that this person is one of those zodiac signs, or you are, you could possibly be. They could have, or you could have fire strongly placed anywhere in your birth chart. Or this is simply the energy that they're operating from now. And baby, this person cares. They care about how they're seen. Let me tell you what I'm picking up immediately. Okay? Because this person wants your attention badly, but they don't necessarily want to look like they want your attention. Did y'all catch that? That's 2 different things. They want you to notice them without them having to admit they want to be noticed. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The 6 of Wands is all about recognition, validation, victory, admiration, public image. So this person wants to feel like they matter to you. They still cross your mind. They still have a place in your heart. Because if they found out that you had completely moved on, baby, their ego would have a very hard time with that. Now let's talk some ish. Some of y'all posted one picture And suddenly this person looking at it 3 times, zooming in, reading comments, looking at who liked it, checking what time you posted it. Baby, they're doing CSI Instagram. Don't play. Now, here's something else Spirit is showing me, that this person also wants to impress you, whether it's money, success, a new job, the gym, their appearance, their lifestyle, whatever it is. They want you to look at them and think, wow, because your opinion matters to them more than they're willing to admit. Now, let's connect this to the teal crystal. Teal is all about speaking your truth, authenticity, communication, healing. And so Spirit is saying that this connection won't move forward through pride. It moves forward through honesty. Because right now, somebody is trying way too hard to look like they got everything figured out, when emotionally, they still got some things to say, okay? So before we even pull card 1, the energy is already saying teal blue glass crystal equals honest communication, healing, authenticity. 6 of Wands equals admiration, recognition, pride, wanting your attention, and somebody who secretly hopes they still matter to you. And baby, the energetic frequency is already loud. So this person on your mind wants to be seen by you far more than they're willing to admit. Beneath the confidence or the image that they're trying to project is someone who still hopes your eyes find them, your thoughts return to them, and your heart hasn't completely let them go. Interesting. You got 6 more cards to go in this pile. And if this is just the opening energy, let's pull card 1, because I have a feeling Spirit is about to expose what's hiding underneath all that confidence. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. You got the Galactic Federation. The card says collaboration, meetings, and community. See, this is what they want. This is what they want. They want to be a type of person that is a part of this type of organization when you naturally are. You literally can walk into any room and communicate with anyone on any level of life, from a person on the street to the person in the highest position in government. That's you naturally. Now, whether you do it or not is a totally different thing, but you do have the capability and the confidence to do that. But this person wants this and they see this in you. And so there is some intimidation there. I'll just tell it like it is, right? Because I already told y'all. I told y'all we keeping it real, okay? Now, remember what we're asking. The person on your mind, how do they truly see you? And like I said, baby, your first card is the Galactic Federation. The card says collaborations, meetings, and community. So let's talk about it. Because this card is way deeper than people think. Everybody hears Galactic Federation and immediately starts thinking space. Baby, I'm looking at the energy, and the energy is loud. Let me tell you exactly what I'm picking up. This person sees you as somebody who naturally belongs anywhere. You could walk into a full room of strangers, and before long, people are talking to you. You could sit down with somebody who's lived a completely different life than you, and somehow you find common ground. You can connect with people from all walks of life. The person on the street, the CEO, the business owner, the artist, the teacher, the politician, the spiritual person, the scientist. Baby, you have a natural ability to connect. Not because you're trying to impress people, because your energy makes people feel comfortable. That's a gift. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Remember, your pile started with the Six of Wands. We already established this person admires you. Now, Galactic Federation. Honey, this person doesn't just admire your looks. They admire your presence. They admire how you move through the world. They admire your confidence, your adaptability, your ability to belong in almost any environment. And baby, low key, they wish they had that. Let's really talk some ish. This person sometimes walks into a room wondering, do I fit in? Meanwhile, you walk into the same room and somehow everybody starts talking to you. Not because you're trying to be the center of attention, because your energy naturally draws people in. That's not something you can fake. That's presence. Now, here's another layer. This card also represents community, partnership, collaboration, building something bigger than yourself. And baby, this person doesn't see you as somebody who only thinks about themselves. They see you as somebody who lifts other people up, who encourages people, who inspires people, who brings people together. That's rare, very rare. Now let's connect it back to the Six of Wands. Because remember, we said that this person wants your attention. Now I understand why. Because when somebody naturally attracts respect, people want to be chosen by them. This person wants to feel like out of everybody, you noticed them. Out of everybody, you chose them. Out of everybody, you see something special in them. That's what I'm picking up. Now let's keep it real, because y'all know we don't sugarcoat. We don't sugarcoat over here. I also feel a little intimidation, but enough for this person to question themselves, right? Not overwhelming intimidation, but enough for this person to question themselves, because they see someone who's socially confident, emotionally intelligent, and naturally respected. And they wonder, can I really keep up with somebody like that? Would I actually fit into their world? Am I enough? Honey, those questions are running through their head more than you would probably guess. Okay? So far, we have teal blue glass crystal, authentic communication, healing, speaking your truth. Six of Wands, admiration, recognition, wanting your attention, hoping they still matter to you. Galactic Federation, this person sees you as someone who naturally connects with others, commands respect without demanding it, and has the confidence to move comfortably in almost any environment. They admire that quality. And if they're honest with themselves, they're a little intimidated by it too. And listen, the energetic frequency is already getting strong. This person on your mind doesn't just see someone attractive. They see someone influential. They believe you have a natural gift for connecting with people, earning respect, and making others feel seen. Part of what draws them to you is the belief that you possess a confidence and presence they wish they had themselves. And yes, that admiration comes with a little intimidation. Pile 3, honey, this is giving. They're not just attracted to your appearance. They're attracted to your presence. The way you carry yourself makes them wonder what it would feel like to truly be part of your world. All right, you got 5 more cards to go. And baby, let's pull card 2 because I have a feeling that Spirit is about to reveal what this person wants from you that they haven't admitted, even to themselves. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. All right, you got wasting time. The card says stuck, no changes, limited. I feel like this is what they over there doing. Is this what they're doing? They wasting time, stuck, no changes, and limited. Well, I can tell you what. The card came out for a reason. Okay? That part. But wait a minute, because baby, Spirit just called somebody out. Remember what we're asking. The person on your mind, how do they truly feel about you? And literally your next card, wasting time. No changes, just limited. Now let's talk. Let's talk, because this isn't the type of card that whispers. This card kicks the door open. Let me tell you exactly what I'm picking up. Remember, your pile is started with the 6 of Wands. This person wants your attention. They care about what you think. They admire you. And then Spirit gave us Galactic Federation. They admire your confidence, your ability to connect with people, your presence. Now, Spirit says, wasting time. Baby, this person knows that they've been moving too slow. Too slow. This feels like somebody who's been sitting around saying, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll reach out next week. I'll wait until the timing is better. I'll say something later. Baby, Spirit said, how's that working out? How is that working out? Now let's really talk some ish, okay? Because y'all know we don't play over here. This person is starting to realize that time doesn't stop. Life keeps moving. People keep healing. People keep growing. People keep meeting new people. And while they've been sitting there thinking, planning, watching, wondering, you have been living your life. That realization is making them nervous. Now here's another layer. This card also says limited. Baby, this person has been limiting themselves, not you, themselves. Because every time they wanted to say something, fear stepped in. Every time they wanted to make a move, pride stepped in. Every time they wanted to open up, overthinking stepped in. And Spirit is saying that the biggest obstacle in this connection hasn't been you. It's been the limits that they've placed on themselves. There, I said it. Because now let's connect this back to the Galactic Federation. So remember, we said that this person sees you as somebody who can walk into almost any room, talk to almost anybody, create opportunities, build relationships, expand. Baby, that's exactly why they're worried. Because while they're standing still, they see you growing, meeting people, opening doors, creating new experiences. And they're thinking, what if I wait too long? That somebody else gets the opportunity I kept talking myself out of. Now, honey, let's keep it real, because y'all know that's what we do. Some of y'all have been feeling like, why haven't they done anything? Spirit's answer. Because they've been stuck inside their own head. Not because they don't care, not because they don't think about you, because they're making excuses instead of making moves. Big difference. So far we have teal blue, glass crystal, equals honest communication, authenticity, healing. Six of Wands equals admiration, recognition, wanting your attention. Okay? Galactic Federation. They admire your confidence, your presence, and your ability to connect with anyone. Wasting time. This person realizes they have delayed, hesitated, and allowed fear or pride to keep them stuck. They are beginning to understand that while they were standing still, your life has continued moving forward. And baby, listen, the energetic frequency is getting a real AF. And this person on your mind is starting to recognize that hesitation has a cost. They have spent so much time thinking about the connection that they've now questioning whether they've let too much time pass. And Spirit is showing someone who's becoming painfully aware that opportunities don't stay frozen forever, and neither do people. All right, pile 3. This is giving. They kept assuming that there would always be another chance. Now they're wondering if they've already used up too many of them. All right, you've got 4 more cards to go. And baby, let's pull card 3 because now I want to know if this person is finally getting ready to stop watching and start doing. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? Let's see what's coming through. All right, you got sing. Card simply says sing. Card 3. Very interesting. The card simply says sing. I'm gonna tell you. I love the card. It's beautiful. Love the colors. Love her energy in the card. But this, I wasn't expecting. See, remember what we're asking. The person on your mind, how do they truly see you? And the next card is sing. Now, can we talk about this? Because at first glance, people look at this card and think, what does singing have to do with my relationship? Baby, everything. Let me tell you what I'm picking up. This card is all about expression, using your voice, speaking your truth, being heard, being remembered, leaving an impression. This person feels like you have a voice that people naturally listen to, not just your actual voice, your opinion, your presence, your words. When you speak, people stop and listen. When you have something to say, it carries weight. That is exactly what I'm picking up. Now let's connect this back to your reading. 6 of Wands, you naturally get attention. Galactic Federation, you can connect with almost anybody. Wasting time, this person realizes they've delayed too long. Now sing. Baby, Spirit is saying your voice has power. And this person knows it. Now let's really spill some tea. I also feel like this person loves hearing your voice. Some of y'all, this person has replayed one of your voice notes, okay? Read old text messages, watched your videos, scrolled back through your social media just to hear you or feel connected to your energy again. Baby, don't act surprised, okay? Don't act surprised. Spirit is exposing everything today. Now here's another layer of this energy. This card also reminds me of somebody. It reminds me of somebody who isn't afraid to be themselves. You don't have to fake your personality. You don't have to perform. You don't have to become somebody else to fit in. You simply show up as you. And that's exactly what this person admires, because they're still trying to figure out who they are, while you seem comfortable being exactly who you are. That's attractive. Very attractive. Now, let me tell you something else. Singing is also connected to joy, freedom, confidence, celebration. Honey, this person notices that even after everything you've been through, you still smile, you still laugh, you still shine, you still have hope. That's resilience, okay? That resilience, it makes them admire you even more. Now, let's keep it real, because y'all know we have to, okay? Let's keep it 100. I also feel like this person has things they want to say, but haven't said. Interesting, because you have the voice, but they keep swallowing their words. Spirit is saying somebody in this connection needs to stop rehearsing conversations and actually have one. There it is, okay? So far we have teal blue glass crystal equals truth, healing, authentic communication. 6 of Wands equals admiration, recognition, wanting your attention. Galactic Federation equals they admire your confidence and your ability to connect with anyone. Wasting time. They realize that they've delayed and let fear slow them down. Sing. This person is deeply drawn to your voice, your authenticity, and your ability to express yourself. They see someone who's comfortable being genuine, and they admire the confidence it takes to live unapologetically. And baby, the energetic frequency is getting beautiful, because this person on your mind isn't just attracted to your appearance. They're captivated by your authenticity, your words, your energy, your laughter, and the way you express yourself leaves a lasting impression. Okay, Spirit is showing someone who's beginning to realize that your voice isn't just something they hear. It's something they don't want to lose. Pile 3. This is giving out of everything they could compliment about you. It's your authenticity that echoes in their mind long after you've walked away. All right, so you got 3 more cards to go. And baby, let's pull a card for it, because this person is holding something back, and Spirit looks ready to expose exactly what it is. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? Let's see what's coming through. Emotional intimacy. The card says, I'm afraid to truly open up to you. Being raw and authentic with my emotions is something I'm still working on. Y'all, I know a synchronicity when I see it. Okay? Do you see it? Listen. Baby, did y'all just catch that? Okay, because Spirit just confirmed what we've been building this entire reading. Remember your last card, sing. Speaking, using your voice, expressing yourself, being authentic. And now Spirit immediately follows it with emotional intimacy. And the card says, I'm afraid to truly open up to you. Being raw and authentic with my emotions is something I'm still working on. Baby, that's not a coincidence. That's a synchronicity. Let's talk, because this is exactly what I love about tarot. One card tells the story, the next card confirms it. Remember what I just told y'all. I said, you have the voice, but they keep swallowing their words. Spirit said, exactly. Now let me tell y'all what I'm picking up, because this person isn't struggling because they don't have feelings. They're struggling because they don't know how to safely express those feelings. Now let's connect this whole reading. Six of Wands. They admire you. Galactic Federation. They're impressed by your confidence and your ability to connect with people. Wasting time. They know. They've hesitated. Sing. They're drawn to your authenticity and your voice. Now, emotional intimacy. Baby, the problem was never attraction. The problem was never whether they cared. The problem has always been vulnerability. Okay, now let's spill some tea, right? This person is comfortable talking about you. Not talking about you. This person is comfortable talking about work, sports, music, money, random stuff, current events, movies. But the second the conversation turns into how do you actually feel, baby, they start buffering. Okay, like somebody hit pause on their emotions. Now, here's another layer. This card says, I'm still working on it. That sentence matters, because Spirit isn't showing me somebody who doesn't want emotional intimacy. Spirit is showing me somebody who's learning it. Okay, that's a difference. Some people were never taught how to express emotions. Some people grew up believing vulnerability was weakness. Some people learned to protect themselves by pretending they didn't care. So now when real love shows up, they don't know what to do with it. Now let's keep it real, because y'all know we don't sugarcoat over here, okay? Understanding why someone struggles doesn't automatically mean you should accept unhealthy behavior. Okay, those are two different conversations. Compassion is beautiful, but so are boundaries. If someone tells you they're working on opening up, wonderful. Now, let their actions show you that they're actually doing the work. Because healing isn't just something you say, it's something you practice. Now, here's what I love. This card comes after wasting time. Spirit is saying that this person has finally realized that they can't keep hiding behind silence forever, because eventually the words you never say become the opportunities you never get. And baby, I think they're starting to understand that. So far we have teal blue glass crystal equals truth, healing, authentic communication. Six of Wands equals admiration, recognition, wanting attention. Galactic Federation equals they admire your confidence and your ability to connect with people. Wasting time equals that they know they delayed and hesitated. Sing equals that they're captivated by your authenticity and your voice. Emotional intimacy. This person has genuine feelings, but opening their heart and expressing those feelings honestly is something that they're still learning. Their challenge isn't caring, it's becoming emotionally vulnerable. And baby, the energetic frequency is getting deep, okay? Because this person on your mind isn't hiding because they don't feel anything. They're hiding because feeling this much is unfamiliar territory. So Spirit is showing your openness. Spirit is showing someone who admires your openness, but is still learning how to match it. The connection has the potential to grow, but only if they are willing to trade emotional protection for emotional honesty, right? Pile 3, honey, this is giving. The hardest words for them aren't, I love you. It's, this is how I really feel. And Spirit is showing that those unsaid words have been sitting on their heart for a lot longer than you realize. All right, you got 2 more cards to go. And baby, I have a feeling that Spirit is about to reveal whether this person is actually ready to let that emotional wall come down. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. All right, you got Virgo. Virgo, the alchemist. All right. So, some of the things the card actually says is methodical, aligned, ritualistic, efficient, insightful, healthy, dutiful, discerning, witchy, subtle, pure. A few more things too. But baby, Spirit is putting this puzzle together so beautifully. Remember what we're asking. The person on your mind, how do they truly see you? And your next card is Virgo, the alchemist. Now, let me tell y'all something. Virgo is an earth sign. And in astrology, Virgo is ruled by the planet Mercury. Mercury is the planet of the mind, communication, learning, analysis, intelligence. Virgo energy is practical, observant, intentional. It notices everything. Nothing gets past a Virgo. Now, that doesn't automatically mean that this person is a Virgo. They could have Virgo or Mercury strongly placed anywhere in their birth chart, or you could. Or this is simply the energy that they're recognizing in you. And baby, this card is deep. Okay, so let me tell you what I'm picking up. The title says The Alchemist. Now, what does an alchemist do? They take something ordinary and transform it into something extraordinary. This person honestly feels you have a way of making people better. Not because you force them, because your presence naturally inspires growth. Now let's connect everything. 6 of Wands, they admire you. Galactic Federation, they admire your ability to connect with anybody. Wasting time. They know they've delayed too long. Sing, they're captivated by your authenticity. Emotional intimacy, they're afraid to fully open their heart. And now Virgo, the alchemist. Honey, this person feels like you bring out a part of them that nobody else has. All right? Now let's keep it 100. This person has probably met attractive people before, right? They probably met funny people before. They probably met smart people before. But you make them think differently. You challenge them to grow. You make them question old habits. You make them want to become a better version of themselves. And baby, that's why they can't quite shake this connection, because this doesn't feel ordinary to them. But look at this. Virgo energy is also incredibly observant. Baby, don't think this person hasn't been paying attention. They notice the little things, the way you speak, the way you smile, the things you post, the things you don't post, the changes you've made, the way you've been moving differently. And Spirit said that they have been watching more than they've been talking. Now let's keep it real, because y'all know we don't sugarcoat over here. Virgo also represents improvement, healing, refining, working on yourself. And remember, your last card, emotional intimacy. Spirit is confirming that this person knows that they have work to do. They know they can't keep showing up with emotional walls. They know they can't keep hiding behind silence. They know that if they truly want this connection, they're going to have to become a better communicator. They're going to have to become more emotionally available. Listen, that's the alchemy. That's the transformation. And so far we have teal blue glass crystal equals honest communication, healing, authenticity. Six of Wands equals admiration, recognition, wanting your attention. Galactic Federation equals they admire your confidence, presence, and the ability to connect with anyone. Wasting time. Honey, they know they delayed and limited themselves. They know that. Sing. They're drawn to your authentic voice and self-expression. Emotional intimacy. Yeah, they have real feelings, but struggle with vulnerability. And Virgo, the alchemist. This person sees you as someone who inspires growth, transformation, and self-improvement. They believe you bring out a wiser, stronger version of themselves. And they know that they can't keep showing up the way they used to if they want a real chance with you. And baby, the energetic frequency is getting powerful. The person on your mind doesn't just admire who you are, okay? They admire who you inspire them to become. And Spirit is showing someone who recognizes that this connection has changed them, whether they said it out loud or not. They know that loving you requires growth, honesty, and emotional maturity. And deep down, they're beginning to realize that they're in the middle of that transformation. Pile 3. This is giving that you didn't just touch their heart, you challenged their soul. And once someone starts evolving because of your presence, they never quite go back to who they were before. Okay? All right. Now, let's go ahead and tap into card 6. This is your final card. Let's get into the energy. Thank you, Spirit. Card 6. What is the energy as it does relate? Let's see what's coming through. You got lightning. The card says sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, transformation. Wow. Now, baby, can we please talk about how Spirit chose to end this reading? Because this is one of those cards, when it comes out, you stop. You look at it and you go, oh, something's about to happen. Your final card is lightning. The card says sudden news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, transformation. Baby, this is not slow energy. This is not maybe one day. This is boom. There, I said it. Now let me tell you exactly what I'm picking up. Remember how this reading started. 6 of Wands. This person wanted your attention. Galactic Federation. They admired your confidence and your presence. Wasting time. They realized they've been sitting around too long. Sing. They couldn't stop thinking about your voice, your authenticity, your energy. Emotional intimacy. They admitted that they're afraid to fully open up. Virgo, the alchemist. They know that this connection has been changing them from the inside out. And now lightning. Baby, Spirit said something shifts. Now let's really talk some ish. This feels like somebody who has been holding everything in, holding everything in, holding everything in until one day They can't anymore. That message they kept rewriting. They finally send it. That phone call they kept putting off. They finally make it. That truth that they've been avoiding, it finally comes out, because lightning doesn't ask permission. It just strikes. Now here's the thing. This card says Epiphany. Baby, this person is about to realize something. Not because somebody tells them, because it finally clicks. They finally understand. Wait a minute. This isn't just another connection. This person actually matters to me. If I keep waiting, I might actually lose them. Now let's keep it real, because y'all know that's what we do. Transformation usually comes after discomfort. Somebody's life has to shake somebody awake. Sometimes they have to lose something before they understand its value. Sometimes they have to face the consequences of their own hesitation. And Spirit is showing me that this person has reached a turning point. They're being pushed to decide, stay the same or grow. Keep hiding or speak. Keep pretending or be vulnerable. That's the crossroads. Now here's something else. This card also says sudden news. Now for some of y'all, that could literally be communication. A text, a phone call, a message, an unexpected conversation. And for others, it may simply be that this person suddenly shows up differently than they have before. Either way, Spirit is showing movement, not the same old stagnant energy we've been looking at. Total energetic frequency, pile 3. All right, let's put this whole reading together. Teal blue glass crystal equals authenticity, healing, honest communication. 6 of Wands equals they want your attention, admiration, and recognition. Galactic Federation equals that they admire your confidence, presence, and the ability to connect with anyone. Wasting time equals that they know that they've delayed and limited themselves for too long. Sing equals they're captivated by your authenticity and the way you express yourself. Emotional intimacy equals that they have genuine feelings but have struggled to express them openly. Virgo equals the alchemist. They see you as someone who inspires growth, healing, and transformation. Lightning equals Spirit is showing a breakthrough, a realization, a shift, or a sudden change that pushes this person out of hesitation and into action. Whether that's communication, a heartfelt conversation, or a personal awakening, the stagnant energy that's been hanging over this connection doesn't appear to stay that way forever. And baby, the whole energetic frequency is loud AF. The person on your mind has been slowly transforming throughout this entire reading. They began by admiring you from a distance, struggled with hesitation and emotional vulnerability, realized that they've been wasting valuable time, and now Spirit is showing a breakthrough. Something is waking them up. The biggest surprise isn't that they have feelings for you. The biggest surprise is that they're reaching a point where those feelings become too powerful to ignore. Pile 3, this is giving. Sometimes lightning doesn't destroy something, okay? It illuminates it. And Spirit is showing that this person is finally seeing this connection with the level of clarity they didn't have before. The question isn't whether they feel it anymore. The question is what they're going to do now that they can't pretend they don't. All right, Clarity family, that closes your pile 3 reading. If this reading resonated with your situation and you'd like me to tap into your specific connection, the 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is still available. And you can ask about their true feelings, whether they're coming back, long-term potential communication, or any 3 questions that have been weighing on your heart, your career, your finances, or if you just need spiritual guidance. We'll dive into your unique energy and uncover the messages Spirit has specifically for you. A lot of things that I can say in a YouTube reading, and a lot of things that I can say in a personal reading. There's a difference, okay? And if you know, you know. Pile 3. One last thing before you go. Don't chase clarity from someone who's still running from their own truth. If this connection is meant to grow, let their actions rise to meet the realization that Spirit is showing them. Because real transformation doesn't just change what someone feels, it changes what they're finally willing to do.